We were going to go skiing.
Good morning and welcome everyone.
What?
This is an amazing crowd for spring break week. I didn't expect many at all. I'm expecting to see hardly any of you, but we're glad you're here and excited that you're with us this morning. Let's see, we have a few announcements today. We have the orchestra dinner concert, and we're going to have at 6 o'clock March the 24th on a Sunday night in Fellowship Hall East. We went last week with families, so we're looking forward to that. Joy Prom. Cody, can you talk to us again about Joy Prom?
Yeah, sure.
I've done it. Everybody, it's just the most fun.
We talked about it last week. It is just a great ministry the church does. If you've never participated, it's for special needs group, and it's just a joy to watch them come, and they are so dressed up and excited. And it's really a cool ministry we do. But you minister to the folks with special needs, but you're also ministering to their family and to the people who work in the homes where they live that bring them, and you're giving them those folks a different perspective on love and why the church does the things that it does. So it's a real opportunity to reach out to people, and it's a really special ministry.
Thank you. It's just a wonderful night, and I think it does a lot to dispel the notion that we're a bunch of snobs at First Baptist, because we really reach out to that group. And a lot of them tell me this one night of the year is so special to us as a family, and it's just a wonderful thing to do. Any other announcements?
They have an announcement.
Go for it. Yeah.
Jenna is expecting her 4th child.
Good.
And
congratulations.
We're excited. And anyway, people have been asking why we're not on a spring break trip, and that's why. So
congratulations.
Y'all be praying for us, obviously.
Looking forward to this. Now, when's the due date?
October 14th.
All right. So close to Columbus Day. That's great. That's how I put it on my calendar.
Okay.
All right. We have a little brief vignette this morning that the person is probably not prepared. Carol Ann's uncle is our new preacher, and he did their wedding, which was spectacular. First time I'd ever seen him conduct a service, but I think the story he told was he was babysitting you, and he was babysitting you, and he saw his now wife the first time, and he was afraid that she would think that Carol Ann was his, and actually thought about throwing over the bushes. But the story was a lot better than that, better told than I told it. But would you like to say anything about Chip? We're so excited.
We're super excited. Chip is actually kind of coming full circle. My uncle is going to live with my parents while he's here, so it's kind of like that in college, kind of like that again. We're super excited. Just pray for their family as they're getting ready to transition. They really are in a great situation. It's horrible. Everybody loves them there. It's funny because last spring break we were joking with him. We're like, Chip, you want a job? You want a job? Like, we can get you a job. Like, just come on down to Jackson. And he's like, it's gonna have to be divine intervention. And I don't know if my mom was just praying extra hard or what, but they changed their minds, and he ended up deciding to come. But they are in a good place. And my middle cousin Emery is a senior, and she's getting ready to graduate, so she'll be down here for the summer and living with friends, and I'm sure that will be difficult. And then Graham is my 6'6", 9th grade cousin, and so he's going to be transitioning into school, and they're trying to figure out what school to go to and like where to live and all that stuff. So just pray for them in their time of transition, and so but we're super excited. They're going to be great.
I heard every girl at choir Sunday night wanted Graham's cell number, so he will be fine, I think.
We're not really worried about Graham, but everybody else who's transitioning is going to be an interesting time, so we're excited.
Well, we're so excited he's coming. It's just it's God's plan, and you can just feel God working here. We're gonna have so much fun. He met with us on leadership committee and sat down, and he said there are 3 things that he really wants to do, and one is he wants all of his sermons to be based on the Bible. And so there won't be any social agenda, there won't be any baseball stories, sports stories. It's going to be based on the Bible. And I've looked at the number of sermons. He is spectacular. And then he thinks that the Sunday school ought to be the axis of the church and the way to outreach and grow the church. And I'm excited about his leadership in that. And then he talked about this church needs to be a multi-generational church. And it is. And I think under his leadership, it's going to really flourish. Really excited about it. All right, Sam, will you pray us open and we'll get started.
Dear Lord, thank you this day and the opportunity for us all to gather together. And Lord, we just pray for Dr. Ashford gets ready to deliver a message this morning. And Lord, also pray for the new pastor. And Lord, just ask that you go before us and just prepare the way for the church to grow. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay, thanks, Sam. I thought one of the most exciting things and things I really like, I'm sure Cody and Brent feel the same way about working with this class, is most of your life is before you. Most of you are standing on the threshold of life, and you're at a point of maximum uncertainty. You know, you really are. And how do believers deal with uncertainty? We have a special friend who was going through the match Friday. Y'all know about the match. The match didn't happen when I was coming along, but now you walk across the stage and they say, Seth Warren, anesthesiology, Boston College. And you find out as you walk across the stage, am I wrong? And then so you got to act happy, you know. And that's what you're going to do and where you're going to train and what your life will be like, even though you may have put other things ahead of it or behind it. That's the way it comes down. There's so many uncertainties in life. And how do we deal with uncertainty at any age, especially at your age? You know, it's interesting. I have a group that we get together fairly frequently called the Romeo Club. That's real old men eating out. And we get together and talk about things. And we had one of Jackson's most successful architects, two successful real estate developers, an attorney. And I mean, these guys have done very, very well in life. And we were just out chewing the fat, and these things start off about, you know, we're just going to be there from, 11 o'clock in the morning to 1, but they frequently go to 5 or 6 o'clock at night just talking and talking. And everybody agreed that the most important thing about their careers were the things that God laid in their path that they had absolutely nothing to do with, and they just stepped forward and did it. But God set it up, and all their plotting, and all their scheming, and all their preparation, and all their schooling, everything else, had absolutely nothing to do with how successful they had been in their careers and their families, their health, on and on and on. It was all in God's hand. And as we deal with the uncertainties of life, where will I go to school? What will I study? What will I do in life? Whom will I marry? Children? How many? Their health. Parents' health, retirement, finances come to all of our minds. How does a Christian deal with these uncertainties? Would a loving God make us endure all this uncertainty? And if so, why would he do that? Does it affect our faith over time? Is our faith a constant thing, or does it fluctuate? I think everybody agrees it kind of fluctuates with time. Toward the end of life, as we look back, I think all of us would have said, I think I wish I'd spent more time praying and less time plotting. How do we compensate for uncertainty? I think everybody worries. Am I the only guy that worries? And we plot and we scheme about how to get ahead, what to do. And we lose a lot of sleep. I can't sleep. Am I the only guy? No. And some of us binge eat. Am I the only guy? Probably am. But we talk about magnitude, it's true. And a lot of us become irritable because of the pressure of uncertainty. And who do we take that out on?
Our wives.
The people we love the most. The people we love the most. Should we be doing that? I hope everybody brought a Bible with them. Let's all get our Bibles out and let's look for answers about worry in the Bible. The God is just effusive with his advice on worry, and he's very specific about it. Who's got Philippians 4:6-9?
Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving
Max have talked about these things. And it's great to see somebody with this attitude facing uncertainty. Matthew 6, 25 through 30, and Luke 12, 25 through 31. It's like we're going to get a harmonization of the scriptures here. Matthew 6. Who's got that?
That is why I tell you not to worry about everyday life, whether you have enough food and drink or enough clothes to wear. Isn't life more than food and your body more than clothing? Look at the birds. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for your heavenly Father feeds them. Aren't they far more valuable to Him than they are? Can all your worries add a single moment to your life? And why worry about your clothing? Look at the lilies of the field and how they grow. They don't work or make their clothes. Yet Solomon in all of his glory was not dressed as beautifully as they are. And if God cares so wonderfully for wildflowers that are here today and thrown into the fire tomorrow, will He certainly care for you? Why do you have so little faith?
Okay. And in a harmonization of the gospel, let's look at Luke 12.
And which of you, by worrying, can add 1 cubit to his stature? If you then are not able to do the least, why are you anxious for the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. And yet I say to you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If then God so clothes the grass, which today is in the field and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, how much more will He clothe you, O you of little faith?
Wow. John 14:27.
Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid.
Okay. Those of us who believe in God have a complete level of reassurance that we can always rely on. Matthew 6:33.
But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well.
Right. All the things that we want will be given to us in God's way, His way. And when you get to Paul, my stage of life, you'll look back and realize that his plan was a lot better than what we conjured up. If you don't believe me, go back to your high school reunion and look at some of the mistakes you almost made. Right. David looks back at his life. You know, David was a special guy. When the angel appeared to Joseph, he said, Joseph, son of David. When he appeared to Mary, he said, this child shall rule from David's throne. Now, David messed up in his life. He messed up on a number of occasions. Only 2 people in the entire Old Testament exist where nothing negative is said of them, and they are, Carol Ann, 2 people that nothing is said negative of them in the entire Old Testament. Joseph and Daniel. 2 guys. David's not one of them. He's like us, like me. He's messed up big time. But yet, God loved him enough to single him out, and for that, he wrote a beautiful Psalm 23 that I say in my mind almost daily. It is a terrific look back at his life. Somebody read that for us, or we all know it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Thy rod and Thy staff, they comfort me. For Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. What a testimony, what an assurance. Clearly David was well along in life when he wrote that. He was not an early 20s guy with a lot of uncertainty, but the story of his uncertainty is amazing, and it's all chronicled for us in one chapter, 1 Samuel 17, where he was out tending sheep. Everybody knows the story. Jesse calls him, take some cheese and bread and all, and take it to the captains of my son's regiments in the Israeli army. And who were they fighting? Philistines. Philistine is Greek. what is Latin Philistine? Palestine. So the Palestinians that the Israelis are fighting now are the exact same people that Goliath was. Exact same folks, just two different languages. Okay, so this kid shows up with bread and cheese, having no idea what role he was about to play, and here's this giant, about 9 feet tall, walking back and forth, challenging anybody to come out, and that would decide the fate of the battle. And he steps up and says, "I'll take him on." And he crosses the brook on the way to the giant, and what does he do? He reaches down and picks up
Smooth stones.
5 stones. Well, wouldn't one do it? How many did it take?
One.
Why did he pick the others? Did he have doubts? Did he not trust God? Was going to take some extra shots? Was he didn't trust his aim? Goliath had brothers. He was ready for them all. He was prepared. He was confident. Where's the difference between confidence and arrogance? It's a thin line, isn't it? It's a thin line. And we need to make sure that we never veer over on the arrogant side. We're going to be judged harshly for that. It's interesting to hear a lot of discouraging words from others that would have quelled a lot of confidence in a lot of people and a lot of obedience to his Father's will in a lesser man. And when he came out victorious, what did he do? I mean, as soon as he cut that giant's head off, then there was a rush of the Israeli troops, and the Philistines ran, and they cut him down. And what did he do? He came back to Saul with Goliath's head and Goliath's armor. And he took the armor and put it in his tent, and he brought Saul the head to Jerusalem. And Saul said, "Whose son are you?" He said, I'm the son of your servant, Jesse. He didn't even tell the king, Saul, his name. Humility goes a long way. In the end, the confidence we have match time, and as we go through the uncertainties of life, comes down to God's plan for every life. And He has a plan for every single life in this room. And let's talk about that plan, what He says. I'm often asked, what are we going to do? And those of you who go into medicine are going to be asked that. Well, your life is going to change. But in Jeremiah 29:11, God speaks very clearly. He has a plan for every life. And it's a plan to prosper you and not to harm you. And some of the people I know who've had the very best lives, most productive, most inspiring lives, did that after an adversity. Somebody read it for us.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future.
Right. Does He qualify that? Just you young folks, just you virile, tough folks, just you women, you men, you students, you academics? No, this is for everyone. Even after a lot of difficulties, He has a plan for every life. Proverbs 3:5-6.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Right. Trust in the Lord, and this is difficult for Bill Ashford. I'll tell you what, don't believe me, ask my wife. Lean not on your own understanding. I tend to see things clearly in the way they ought to be, and that's not God's will. I have to trust Him more, and that's a struggle I have, and something I should have learned a long, long time ago and put into practice more than I did. One of the regrets of life. Romans 12:1-2.
I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect.
Right. You know, when we pray, sometimes we've all heard these prayers. It sounds like God is a celestial Santa Claus who somehow doesn't know what we want. And we have to tell Him what we want. But what we want is God's will. He knows every need we have before we ask for it, and we just ask that we be in God's will.
that they just read.
Proverbs 11:14.
Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety.
Right. As we go through life, it's important to be with other Christians, counselors who are folks like us, believers like us, and keep company with them. There's an abundance of wisdom at hand in that group. 1 Peter 4:10.
God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well and serve one another.
Right. I think Cody recently talked to us about the spiritual gifts that each of us get when we become Christians. And they are best used in the body of Christ, because I don't have what Paul's got, I don't have what Harper's got, I don't have what the Spell family's got. But together, we function together as a very strong body to convert the world for Jesus. Psalm 37.
Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart.
Wow. That says it all. When you're facing the uncertainty of the match and the other uncertainties of life, God's got it. He knows exactly what we need before we ask him. And he's